Now, someone who likes to dabble a little bit in the watching, and I'm being honest here. Like, I don't know anybody who don't really watch porn, but the fact that it would potentially be illegal is kind of like, come on. Come on.
Do it cause I said that. Fold you with your legs back. Switch it like the doggies. Pull your hair, reveal your wig cap. That's I've been on. Bust all on your skin tone. Always on that freak. Just call me when your man gone. Steady talking about how you gon' ride it like a pony. I'ma need you to come on over here and show me. Shot a Casamigo, got your body feeling haunted. Checking for your man cause that leave you lonely. Throw that back, let me show you who run it. Pulling out tricks, ain't nobody who done it. We ain't making love, you love it. Nothing else on, just a condom in the bucket.
Before I get into what's hot in these blogs, I went to check out Bad Boys, the new Bad Boys movie, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Bad Boys Ride or Die is the name of it. And I ain't really have any expectations other than I'm probably gonna like it. You know, like I don't think there's ever been a Bad Boys movie that I didn't like, even though, you know, they older, they might not be like backflipping out of a moving vehicle in this one or something like that. But I knew it would be pretty good. So I kind of went in there kind of expecting that I'm gonna like it. But I was actually surprised to see Will Smith actually popped out to the theater I was at. I seen on his Instagram earlier in the day that he went to a theater in I think it was Baldwin Hills out in here in California. And he mentioned that he likes to do that when he got movies coming out. He liked to go surprise people in the theaters. And that's always dope to see. I always love when I see, whether you're an actor or a singing artist, rapper, whatever, like when you like surprise people, like where they don't know you're there. Like I always love seeing videos like that. So Will, he was in the theater, he was in the back, nobody knew, and then he stepped out and mingled with everybody. You know, that was dope to see. So I wasn't expecting to see him later on that night around in my side of town where I was, but it was cool to see. That just shows that he's trying to get out there and touch the people, you know, showing his appreciation for us getting out the crib and going to check out the movie. So you never know, if you're going to check out Bad Boys, you might just see Will Smith in your theater. As for the movie itself, it was dope. One thing about it, it had a lot of cameos. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give no spoilers away or anything like that. But that was one thing that I kind of wasn't like expecting, but a lot of cameos. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of people who you didn't know was gonna be in the movie is in the movie, and they did what they were supposed to do. It was definitely good. It's definitely worth going to check out. Bad Boys Ride or Die. I'm hearing that it grows so far this weekend in the US like 56 million. And compared to the last Bad Boys, I think it was called Bad Boys for Life, that one grossed around 60 million first weekend. So it's in that range. And that one went on to gross like over 400 and something million globally. So this one being right there with it, it might just be on track to do similar. So yeah, I think this is probably Will's like first like blockbuster type movie since that whole scandal happened at the Oscars. So it's good to see that people are, you know, embracing him once again. And, you know, just life goes on, keeping it pushing, keeping it moving. So I recommend go checking it out. And yeah, we're going to get ready to get into what's hot in these blogs. First things first, for what's hot in these blogs, Project 2025. This is a plan, manifesto of sorts, a conservative plan, if you will, for if the next president is Republican, aka 45, because that's who is still, even being a convicted felon, still able to run for office. That's another story. Project 2025 is scary, to say the least. I'm going to go through some of what it is, but I recommend checking out project2025.org. You can read the whole 900-page manifesto of what these people want to do if the next president is Republican. which they are kind of banking on. And is not something to be taken lightly. I'm not seeing enough coverage about it, especially on mainstream media. I don't think I've seen any coverage about it. So I'm happy to see some blogs picking it up now, and more people need to know about it, because it's not something that should just be like swept under the rug or go fly under the radar, because what they're planning to do is something everybody needs to know about. So I'm gonna go through some of it. Project 2025 is a comprehensive conservative plan set to overhaul the federal government if a Republican wins the presidency in 2024. It was created by the Heritage Foundation. This 900-page manifesto targets every federal agency, proposing the elimination or alteration of many. It suggests replacing long-term civil servants with presidential appointees, directly attacking the merit-based civil system that has long been a foundation of federal employment. This move is particularly alarming for African Americans, who represent 18.2% of the federal workforce compared to 12.6% of the overall population. Though it was crafted by the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025 is heavily influenced by 45. Key contributors include Dr. Ben Carson and Peter Navarro, who is a former Trump advisor who is currently jailed for contempt of Congress. The former president has promised to bring Navarro back if he's reelected. This extensive plan, filled with what many feel is authoritative undertones, is, like I said earlier, not something to just be taken lightly. So a few things: impact on African-American and federal policies. The African-American community is indirectly targeted through the proposed elimination of affirmative action and diversity initiatives. Project 2025 would slash funding for education, housing assistance, and other programs benefiting many African-Americans. It also seeks to reduce government regulation, particularly in labor markets. Something also included called Project 47. That's stemming directly from the Trump administration. It goes even further than Project 2025. It aims to weaponize the DOJ, which is the Department of Justice, against Biden, establishing the next Republican president with unprecedented power to hire, fire, and eliminate agencies at will. If you've been paying attention to politics lately, you've seen Trump himself say how he feels the Department of Justice is like doing him wrong, and he wants to like eliminate a lot of things, a lot of different agencies. So he'll have that power with if this Project 2025 takes off the way they're hoping it takes off. The plan also threatens to weaken the Department of Education, redirecting federal funds for low-income students back to the states. It also opposes Biden's student loan debt relief efforts. Additionally, Project 2025, rooted in Christian conservatism, promotes Judeo-Christian values and traditional family, imposing work requirements on Medicaid without addressing employment opportunities or pay. And of course, as we've been hearing in media, reproductive rights would face severe restrictions, with potential criminalization of abortion in some states, which is already like in the works. Project 2025 also seeks to strip pornography of its protection under the First Amendment, classifying it as sexual exploitation and moral deviation. This move would make the production, distribution, and consumption of content illegal. Now, someone who likes to dabble a little bit in the watching of, and I'm being honest here, like I don't know anybody who don't really watch, but the fact that it would potentially be illegal is kind of like come on. And it's, I don't know, it's given like they want everybody to have like a one-track way of thinking. It's like their way or no way. Like there should definitely be a separation from church and state. And given what they're trying to pull here is like they're really trying to like place their extreme religious beliefs on the entire country, is what it feels like. It's kind of wild. The plan's climate policy rollback is also alarming, as it would disproportionately affect Black communities living near pollution sources and facing climate-related health issues. Voting rights, as we know, is already under fire. And with Project 2025, it proposes tightening voting regulations, threatening early and mail-in voting, which is crucial apparently for Black folks who that's how a lot of us get our votes in. It's a lot. It's a lot. A few other things that's included in this Project 2025, they want to crack down on illegal immigration to a radical degree, talking carry out mass deportations, increase the number of agents for ICE raids, build camps to detain immigrants, push for other countries to take would-be asylum seekers from the US. Once again, they're going to ban entry into the US by people from certain Muslim majority nations. Also, they're going to try to end birthright citizenship. Some other things, they plan to use the Justice Department to prosecute his adversaries, direct a criminal investigation into Biden and his family immediately, have any foes indicted for challenging him politically. Also wants to target journalists for prosecution. He wants to bring independent agencies under presidential control, revive the practice of impounding funds or refusing to spend money that Congress has appropriated, strip employment protections from tens of thousands of career civil servants, purge officials from intelligence agencies, law enforcement, and State Department, and the Pentagon. And they want to appoint lawyers who will bless his agenda as lawful. What else? Aggressively expand his first-term efforts to upend America's trade policies. They want to impose a universal baseline tariff, a new tax on most imported goods, implement steep new trade restrictions on China to wrench apart the world's two largest economies. They want to potentially undercut or withdraw the US from the NATO alliance, use federal troops at the border, use federal troops in Democratic-controlled cities, such as during times of protest. That's just some of the things in this 900-page manifesto. It's called Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise. Outrageous. Someone said, for Black Americans who believe the 45th president wasn't so bad, this manifesto is a must read. And I agree. Project2025.org, I think everyone should really know what we're up against when we're making like these judgments on whether we're going to vote or not in this election is bigger than what is making the news. There's a lot of things a lot of moving parts that's happening that if we're not careful, we could end up in a dictatorship in this country. I went to project2025.org myself. I definitely downloaded the manifesto and I've been reading through it a little bit. But one of the main things, one of the things I want to point out, when you first go to the site alone, it says in big letters, building now for a conservative victory through policy, personnel, and training. First paragraph on the website said, it is not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left, we need both a governing agenda and the right people in place ready to carry this agenda out day one of the next conservative administration. This is the goal of the 2025 Presidential Transition Project. The project will build on 4 pillars that will collectively pave the way for an effective conservative administration. And the 4 pillars, they're talking about policy agenda, personnel database, training, and this 180-day playbook. And with that, it say the time is short and conservatives need a plan. The project will create a playbook of actions to be taken in the first 180 days of the new administration to bring quick relief to Americans suffering from the left's devastating policies. It's serious. I just did a little brief synopsis of what Project 2025 is. There's a lot more. 900 pages. It's actually like 920 pages. Over 900 pages. If you have the time, I recommend checking it out. Look it up for yourself and determine whether this is something you support. But I'm telling you right now, is not looking good. Like, they're trying to take us back. They're trying to take us all the way back. I want to say I read in one of the pages of this 900-page situation, they're trying to take us all the way back to like when the Constitution was like first created, like some of those elements. And it's just is like, it's feeling like cult like, and it's not good. It's not good at all. So yeah, that's Project 2025. Again, do your own research, check it out for yourself. But we're gonna move on to what else is hot in these blogs. What else? Jay-Z, he and Rock Nation is putting together, or at the head of, this $300 million educational campaign for underprivileged Philadelphia youth. Jay-Z's Rock Nation announced plans to spearhead this new educational campaign. The program will help K-12 students from low-income households in Philly to secure $300 million in scholarships to attend the city's various private schools. Students' eligibility for the new campaign, which falls under Senate Bill 757, also known as PASS, which stands for Pennsylvania's Award for Student Success. It will depend on the household income, can't exceed 250% of the federal poverty level, which currently sits at $75,000 for a family of 4. Varying scholarships amounts will be awarded to those who qualify, like $2,500 for half-day kindergarten students, $5,000 for grades K through 8, $10,000 for grades 9 through 12, and $15,000 for students with special needs. Now, on the surface, this seems like that's what's up. Like, once I seen 300 million education, like what could be wrong? What could someone find wrong with that? But apparently some people have found some things wrong with that. There are a bunch of people who's not with it. And I'm gonna go through why. Pro-public education groups plan a rally at PA's state capitol. Educators and advocates on Friday criticized Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, over the campaign. If approved by state legislators in the next budget, the program will put tax dollars towards education opportunity accounts for certain families to send their children to K-12 private schools rather than low-performing public ones. Some critics feel putting tax money towards private school tuition is going to take away from public school funding. A lot of people are expressing disappointment. The American Federation of Teachers, Pennsylvania, AFTPA, said on social media, this ain't it. They said that Jay-Z and Jeffrey Yazd, who they feel is also potential Trump Treasury Secretary, they feel him and Jay-Z is a toxic pairing. Someone said, just to be clear for those not in Pennsylvania, the legislation Jay-Z is supporting here is a Republican-led effort to gut public education, spearheaded by future Trump cabinet member Jeffrey Yazd. Rock Nation's managing director of philanthropy, Dania Diaz, said in a statement, "We have enjoyed such a special connection with Philadelphians, so we've made it our mission to invest in the long-term success of the city's change makers. Impact starts with the students, and with awareness, we want to empower the youth and families with knowledge to pursue their scholastic dreams, making their voices heard and become the leaders of tomorrow." Advocates of PASS, they argue that the program will not take money from public schools because it will be fulfilled by government funds from a separate line item and will not reduce the overall budget to public education programming. To that, someone said, it is a lie that these programs do not take from public school funding. Fewer kids in classrooms mean fewer dollars to the school. If this would take away from funding for public schools, I could see that being an issue for sure, especially with, like that person mentioned, not everybody could get accepted into these private schools. So who would this funding really help? How many people would it help? And would it hurt public schools in the process? I guess that's the biggest thing. To be determined, but we're going to get ready to move on. What else is hot in these blogs? Speaking of school and funding, Howard University revoked Diddy's honorary doctorate following the release of that hotel video where Diddy is seen abusing Cassie in this hotel. So they revoked this honorary degree. You know how it goes with honorary degrees. They usually give it to people based on their philanthropic work. And that's what happened here. Now they're taking it back. So on Friday, they announced that they're going to revoke the degree, and they're also going to return Diddy's $1 million donation to the school. Howard's Board of Trustees unanimously voted to take back Diddy's degree, and they're going to cut ties. The board additionally agreed to disband the scholarship program in his name and terminate all gift agreements with Diddy and the Sean Combs Foundation. They said in a statement, Mr. Combs' behavior, as captured in a recently released video, is so fundamentally incompatible with Howard University's core values and beliefs that he is deemed no longer worthy to hold the institution's highest honor. The board has also directed the university administration to immediately take the following actions: terminate a 2016 gift agreement with Diddy and terminate a 2023 pledge agreement with the Sean Combs Foundation. I mean, it's honorary. Like, I don't think it really like makes that big of a difference whether they revoke this or not. I mean, I get it though, and I understand that they don't want his name like attached to the highest honor for their school, given what has come to light. But it's like, who cares, really? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it really makes no difference. Now that money though, that $1 million donation, to give that back, that is something. That is something for sure, because I'm sure there's so many people who could have benefited from that donation. And it sucks. It sucks that this is where they've gotten to. Diddy has yet to comment on them taking this doctorate away. I'm sure he won't mind having that $1 million back in his foundation's pockets, I guess. Just another thing going on right now with your boy. Is definitely not the end of what's happening with Diddy. It's just another thing. So stay tuned. Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z. Find out. But yeah, I think that's going to conclude what's hot in the blogs for this week. Thank you for watching. If you rock with your boy, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, it's called Holliewood and Friends, which means I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the topics I just discussed. I appreciate you. New episodes every Monday night. Until next time, deuces.